Hello, Latin one. We have one more translation in chapter 21 before we get to the review. So we're actually cooking right along pretty well. And pretty soon we're going to start learning new stuff, like the new tense. So this is really, I really want to get you into the use of the perfect here. So let's take a look at 21G on page 180. Okay. And it's a conversation between Cornelia and Anquila and a handmaiden early in the morning, because Cornelia likes to get up early in the morning to do her murdering, because then afterwards you can stretch and stuff like that. So we're on 21G at the very top. Again, I'm reading it in the way that the tense will work. This might take me 2 different videos to do, depending on how much information I try to give you. Okay. And by the way, by my recollection, we actually got about this far before the entire world fell apart. So, it was not yet lighting up. Okay, so it was not yet light. But Cornelia, as she was accustomed, was already rising. She put on her tunic, and silently she left out of her bedroom, because she was not wanting to wake up her mother. Out of the bedrooms of the inn, nothing but silence. Everyone was still sleeping, but Cornelia was able to hear the voice of a slave woman who was already in the kitchen working, or who was working already in the kitchen. I don't like to split the verbs up for you guys, because that makes you think that there's helping verbs. Therefore Cornelia approached to the kitchen and spotted a woman. While Cornelia watches, the woman cooks food and sings. Cornelia enters. Now again, we never actually mention in the book that she's holding a knife in her hand, but it's pretty obvious that she's picked her target. No one's awake, and if she can sneak up behind her and kill her, no one will know. Cornelia. Apparently she'd been seen. Aren't you the woman who dances? What is the name for you? That TB is the dative of possession. You should probably put a note somewhere that is a dative of possession. A dative of possession is essentially you're using a dative the same way that you use the genitive, okay? But instead of saying what is the name of you, you say what is the name for you, okay? So like my very good friend, he is a good friend to me. It's a dative of possession. I'm letting you know whose friend he is. Slave woman. Yes, I am a dancer. They call me Elisa. Who are you? Cornelia. I am Cornelia. Who taught you to dance? The slave woman, with a laugh, or with a smile, depends on how much you want her to be nervous. When I was living in Gades with my parents, my mother taught me to dance with castanets, to sing, and to do many other things. Cornelia. If you are a dancer, why do you cook food? The slave woman. Perhaps I am a dancer. However, I am a slave woman. Cornelia. You are a slave woman? How did you come to Italy? See, most people have learned to survive with Cornelia around. If they just keep her talking, then she's not murdering. Slave woman. Pirates seized me in Hispania, and they brought me to Italy. Apollodorus bought me in the city Rome. Cornelia. Why did you not flee and return to Hispania? Sorry, not why did you. I thought I saw a macron there. Why do you not flee and return to Hispania? Anquila. In what way am I able to flee? I have no friends in Italy, and I am not able to return to Hispania alone. Besides, Apollodorus is a good master and was a slave himself. He never beats me, and he gives me anything which I want. Cornelia. Except for freedom. Slave woman. Yes, except freedom. So she didn't kill her, but she's, kind of driving home the point that somebody owns you and you don't get to go away. And even though Apollodorus is being nice, he's not giving you your freedom. And maybe he's got some other designs on you. So somebody else escaped from Cornelia's wrath yet again. I told you saw one attempted murder and you witnessed another murder. Now, again, check against your translation and see to it that you have essentially a red pen and you're correcting things as you go, especially with the tenses that I'm using, okay? What I really strongly recommend that you do is review 4b because it helps you identify number, person, and tense, which is what you need for verbs. Also, review 4c. It's good for tense work. Do review 4D as well, but don't explain the uses of doom in the infinitive. That's a fool's errand. I never wanted you to do that anyway. And the next time I read a translation to you, it will be my favorite story, the most insane Roman who ever walked. Mucius gives a lesson in Roman virtue, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, do those reviews for B, C, and D for practice. Send them to me, please. Also, as I said before, do chapter 21, exercise D, and send that to me for any kind of feedback. Again, the feedback is purely the only thing I can give you right now. So if you don't do it, I'll assume that you're doing great. Once I'm done with review 4 with you, we're going to learn a whole new tense in chapter 22. So that will be fun. And by the way, they'll finally get to Rome in chapter 22. So if you're keeping count, it's been, 2 days for the Roman family? But for us, it's been 10 chapters. So, all right, I'm going to hit the button.